tummy fish. At the bottom of the sea, there lived a tiny yellow fish. She was a happy fish who was full of energy. She had lots of friends, and they swam and played all day. She loved swimming through the coral gardens, waving through the submarines, watching the dolphins twist and twirl, and racing with the silly seahorses. She was a curious little fish who wished she could see the whole ocean. I wonder what's out there, she thought. But she was smaller than the others and could easily get lost in such a big place. So she stayed close to her tiny little home where she was safe and sound, and the water was crystal clear. But one day, the skies grew dark, the ocean got angry, and schools of fish fled. The eels hid, the clams clammed up, and the starfishes stopped shining. Strange creatures drift into the coral gardens. Big creatures, mean creatures, and many sharp and scary creatures. Go away, you! This is our home now, they rolled. The little fish was so frightened she had to leave her home for the first time. So she swam and swam as fast as she could until she reached a big place with lots of people. Past the ducks she swam, past the rows of tawny fishing hooks, past the rusty spinning poplars. I'm so far from home, she thought. This was a dangerous place for a little fish. There were huge boats that made crashing waves, and blubby creatures with long, skinny arms. You must be lost, little one, they said. So she kept swimming and swimming. When she stopped to catch her breath, she realized that she had reached a great river. But the current was very strong, and the dirty water made her feel sick. This water is yucky, thought the fish. It was full of new things she'd never seen. Tires and bottles in a bicycle frame, plastic bags, even an old stinky boot. This was no place for a little fish to call home. So once again, the little fish swam. She kept swimming and swimming until she finally reached a quiet creek. The water was clear, the fish were friendly, the sun was shining, and nothing scared her. At last, she thought, my new home. The little fish was so tired, she fell into a deep sleep. Day turned to night, and night turned day. She dreamed nothing but happy dreams. But when she woke up, the water level was so low, she could barely even swim, and the creek was almost dry. Where did all the water go? She wondered. She splashed and she struggled as she tried to find a way out, and before she knew it, she was scratched up in a big net. The little fish was trapped. She was dumped into a tank in a restaurant. She was so sad and afraid. She began to cry. Suddenly, a big, red, fierce chef scooped her out and tried to put her in a pot of boiling fish soup. "You're going to taste quite delicious," said the mean chef as he licked his lips. The little fish wiggled and wiggled, and because she was so slippery, she flew out of the chef's hands into a glass of water. She was so small, the waiter didn't notice her and carried her outside to a young boy. The boy was so thirsty, he drank all the water without stopping. The tiny fish was washed far down into the boy's little tummy, where it was calm, safe, and cozy. There were nobody creatures, no stinky old boots, and no mean chefs. And because the boy drank lots of water every day, it was the perfect place for a little fish to call home. "I think I will enjoy living here," said the fish. She was finally happy, healthy, and safe. So she stayed forever. And that's how she became a tummy fish. There are lots of other tummy fish looking for a new home. Maybe you already have one in your tummy. Let's have a look and see.